I don't think that they have really fully drafted the right players to support Carson Wentz. I mean, you can argue this back and forth. It's just weird to me that you draft a quarterback like Jalen Hurts in the second round, and there's Carson Wentz saying, what do I have to prove myself again? And, you kind of have that kind of monkey on your back kind of feeling. I can understand where he's coming from. It's kind of like, hey, Bravo 1, you got Bravo 2 is going to come in and replace you. He's just in the wings waiting. But I don't think that should affect him as an athlete. He should kind of thrive in that type of competition when it comes to being the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't think it hurt Aaron Rodgers this year.
No.
I mean, look what the numbers he's putting up. Like, it's pretty crazy. So then you have to dig deeper and go, well, is this a coaching thing? And, where's the offensive coordinator, right? I mean, I just think Philadelphia's been going around about it the wrong way as far as their direction is concerned. I mean, that team partied for a year after they won the Super Bowl. It was a lot of champagne being sprayed every day, and rightfully so. I mean, they were the champs. But did Howie do justice? Is there a front office conflict with Doug Peterson? It's like you kind of see it all in the writing right now. And as we as fans, or as you as, in the media and reports, you just kind of have to put out your 2 cents. And in Philadelphia, it doesn't help. Especially this morning on WIP, I think they were saying, Carson Wentz is feeling like, there's rumors going around that he doesn't like Jalen Hurts and they shouldn't have picked him in the second round. I mean, that's just typical Philadelphia, right? That's typical Philadelphia right there at its best.
Well, I'll be honest. If Wentz does, and I don't believe it, that if Wentz does have a problem with a draft choice, it's got to be, and I say this, I don't like being critical of younger players, but it's got to be, instead of taking Justin Jefferson, who has crushed it for the Minnesota Vikings, they took Jalen Reagor, who was banged up, and they're still waiting for him to provide some sort of spark like this. And I'm just wondering if Wentz, David Boreanaz, and we'll talk about SEAL Team in a second. It seems to me, I'm wondering if Wentz, out of all the narratives of last year, going into last year, as you know, it was like, can Wentz get through a season? Because it had been 2 seasons in a row where he had not finished, and without Foles there now as the backup, is Wentz gonna be brittle? And everybody got hurt around him, and he answered the bell for all 16 weeks, got the team to the playoffs, right? And I'm wondering if that didn't absorb so many hits in his body that we're seeing diminishing returns this year with everything else counting against them. I'm wondering if that might have something to do with it. I'm grasping at straws here.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, look, he played last night, so he ran the ball a couple times, and he was pretty straight up and taking on the defender pretty hard. So he was pretty mobile. His offensive line's, decimated, been moved around a lot. Jason Peters, has a broken toe.
I know.
Playing with broken toe. Lane Johnson's been struggling. You have Zach Ertz has been out. I mean, so there's a lot of pieces there. We don't have any linebackers, per se. I mean, we have Darius Slay that we picked up. So that was a good pickup, but DJ Metcalf just smoked him last night. So, there's another player like DJ Metcalf was available. Philly passed on him. So there's you can see the players that are bearing fruit right now, and then the players that aren't, and that the ones that Philadelphia has. And on top of it, like, run the ball. You have a great running back, and for some reason, Doug Peterson just is not committing to the run. And his choices last night on fourth down were bad. I mean, it's just kind of like a coach that wants to get fired in a lot of ways. I mean, you look at it and go, wow, does this guy really want to – is he getting along with Jeff Lurie and the front office and Howie? I mean, we don't know that, but we can only assume. And in Philadelphia, they want answers. They don't want people that lose. And when it gets consistent like this, it gets cold, and they get upset. They're not allowed back in the link. That's an issue. So there's – Philly is tough, and that's just the way they are. And when you play with Philly or you're under that organization, you just got to expect that. And you got to have tough skin to play, whether it's in Philadelphia or New York, and go through the ups and downs. And they're in a down spout right now. And for all sakes and purposes, the whole NFC East is like ridiculously soft. Although I do like Washington. I think the Redskins are going to win the NFC East.
The old football team, getting it done over the Thanksgiving holiday, and It's interesting. I did read an article. I forgot who wrote it in the Philadelphia Inquirer, wondering if Peterson wants to get fired. I saw that. That was way out there in the Philadelphia media. That was part of the backdrop of this game on Monday. I saw that.
That's what they do. You're out in Philadelphia, then you're always going to get that cheesesteak late night. And once you're past 12 o'clock and you get that cheesesteak, especially in the winter, the ketchup gets cold, starts freezing on the tip of the Amoroso bread. The tines come out. There's a problem. The unions get upset.
I love it. When was the last time, really, though? I mean, you've got to be in shape for SEAL Team. When was the last time you did have one of those late night
cheesesteaks?
Cheesesteaks. Yeah.
I would probably about a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was during the summer, so ketchup was nice and warm.
Okay. And I guess, and so is it whiz wit or whiz without for you?
Oh, whiz wit.
Okay.
You got the roll, provolone, whiz.
Just want to make sure. Okay.
And onions, yeah.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.